implore you guys, absolutely implore you to watch this show. It is absolutely amazing. It's called Shock and Awe, The History of Electricity.
On PBS.
On PBS, and like I said, it's a BBC production, no, it's a Brit production. And it's presented by Dr. Jim Alakali. And it was from 2015, 2016. And the first two chapters are the history of electricity that I mentioned, having to do with Galvani and Volta in Italy. And then it takes it up into what would be the third edition, which would be for us, so to speak. And the third chapter concerns electricity and magnetism and radio. Starting with Maxwell to Hertz, to Oliver Lodge, to the Indian scientist Bose, which in 1896 he experimented with crystal detectors as opposed to the metal filing coherers that were used at that time. Then it goes on to Gessler tubes, William Cook and his, William Crookes, his vacuum tubes, J.J. Thomson, prototype of the CRT, and then Marconi winning the 1909 Nobel Prize for Physics in Wireless Communication. And of course, all of his contemporaries were angry with him for using their ideas and him not being a scientist. So it goes into a lot of give and take on that too. And then it ends, well, it goes to Bell Labs, for you guys that worked at Bell, and it goes on to the room temperature superconductors, which I'm sure Professor Mike knows all about. And sometime you can tell us about them. But it's really a must-see. You got to see this show. It's 3 hours on YouTube. Obviously, you can break it up. But you want to learn things that you never thought you would learn, and see clips. I saw a clip of Marconi as a young man in a film video. I never seen it before. And of course, it's in Britain. He goes to Belgium. He goes to France. He goes all over the place. And it's Eurocentric, because there's so much happening in Europe, and you don't have as much happening in the United States as of this production. But it's really worth seeing. I've watched it twice already, and I'm going to watch it again. So I got to tell you guys, you got to watch it. And at the next meeting, I'll give a test. Okay? Saturday, January 21st, I was asked to attend called the State of InfoAge, and that was by the chairman, Mike Gruen, along with member Ray Chase, Drew Belicio, and Bill DeVidio. And it was what's in the works for the future of InfoAge. The presentation was great, but as usual, anything related to us is sort of in the near future. In particular being the Radio Technology Pavilion building, which would be 9036A, which would be 2 fingers beyond what the RTM is right now, going west, which entails moving the RTM museum, coming into a larger, grander space. And they're looking at maybe 2018. But, needless to say, nothing happens without Monet. And, for what we can see on the horizon with InfoAge, when we spoke with the Colonel, their projected budget for 2017 is $306,000. And I asked him, well, what funding you're going to get assured? And he said, well, from Wall Township, he definitely has, on January 1st, $50,000. And then there's other monies coming. He didn't exactly say where, maybe the county, Monmouth County, but he said, but we seem to make it up. We seem to be able to do it. So, we can only wish him well about that. But that sort of segues into something. How many NJARC members are also InfoAge members? Okay. A little less than half. I am also. Dues came up, as all dues do in January. So obviously, get them out. But again, we are a member of an umbrella group, InfoAge, and it really pays to have us as members there too. It gives us a bigger voice at InfoAge also. So just keep that in mind, sir, please. Okay, moving on. New business. So any other old business? Any other new business. It's coming Saturday, next Saturday, the 18th. We have our winter repair clinic. Dance card's full. We have our clients. About 15 people are showing up. What I do need is a show of hands for our experts that will be attending to help us out. Okay, good. And Phil's coming too. He has his own fan club. I have a bunch of guys that, oh, is Phil coming? Oh, can you put me in with Phil? Oh, is Phil coming? Yeah, okay. I'll ask Phil if he's coming. He has a special flight coming up from South Carolina just for him. All right, so like I said, dance card is full. Anybody else showing up, I can't promise you an appointment. I really can't. All right. All right, now you're going to think all I do is watch TV and YouTube. Well, I do watch a lot of YouTube, but another PBS show, another special. And this was on the future development of batteries, which we all know is our future, certainly for the automobiles that we're driving. Okay? Well, it was a little scary in a way because it had a lot to do with our famous lithium-ion batteries that we use in just about every device. Every one of us has one in our pocket probably at the moment. And in this show, they were showing how dangerous and scary lithium-ion batteries can be. They did experimentations in a laboratory where they took a screwdriver and they pierced a battery pack cell. It fizzed, it flamed, and then exploded. Okay. Another one they did was they put it under pressure. They had a hydraulic press with a larger pack, cell pack, and they just watched as an experiment crushing it from the center out. And it got to a point where it was encapsulated in like a dome room where they could film it and time it. And as it crushed, they would see it start exploding out. It would start moving out, and then hiss, flames, and then an explosion with shrapnel all over the place. So that was the segue into, well, what about the future development of our batteries? And they were talking about electrolytes that were solid-based, all sorts of things. It was a good show. Again, that's another PBS special. And it was done by this presenter. You've seen him around before. He's very comical on shows. But again, it's worth looking up. Having to do with just... I'm sorry, to know that. Yeah.
Your Samsung phones are blowing up without any need for any pressure or poking. Do it right in your pocket.
So hopefully they'll be coming up with something in our own lifetimes besides the lithium-ion batteries. Okay. All right. Here we go. Another show, but this is more central to Jersey. Well, not central, South Jersey. And it's called This is South Jersey. Okay? You Channel 12 guys, this is South Jersey? You know it? You've seen it?
No, tell us more. Tell us. It's down there, wait.
Well, it's just a half-hour program on happenings in South Jersey. Last week, it was a very nice expose on visiting the battleship New Jersey down in the harbor. Right? That was great. That was very interesting for me. I've never been there. But this one was to a place called The Vault in Camden. Anybody hear The Vault?
In Camden or in Berlin?
Ah, well, it's Camden County. The whole show is Camden County.
Well, you didn't say Camden.
No, I wanted, because I knew you would be there and not help with that.
I haven't been there.
Okay. It's 150 South White Horse Pike, Berlin. And what it is a young fellow named, I couldn't get his last name, but his first name was Graham. And he has bought the rights to the Victor Talking Machine Company. Okay, he's like, wow, so how did you do that? Well, he did it. And within this space, he has the records, the Talking Machine Company, Victor. He has pressings, he has acetates, he has machinery. You name it, he's got it. And archives, too.
Is he suing people?
I'm sorry?
Is he suing people?
Is he suing people?
copyrights, all that stuff?
That I don't know.
I talked to Alex Magoon about him, and Alex has talked to him, and he thinks it's a weird situation, but he thinks the guy's heart's in the right place. He thinks it's,
Yeah.
Because there was a big fuss about heat kitten handles. There's
It's-
a big controversy about the heat kitten handles a while
Mhm.
ago.
yeah. He's a
Well,
musician.
It's a going enterprise. It's happening now. It started in 2015. And to make it more interesting or more monetarily viable, he has it as like a nightclub. And he brings in guests and different musician acts. But part of that is the nightclub, and the other part is called the Vault. So it's certainly worth a time to go. Aaron, go see what it's about. You live near there.
Give us a report. Right?
Yes, exactly. All right. But again, this was on this TV show. You know, I live right on the border of New York State and Bergen County, New Jersey. So I happen to get Channel 12 also news in Jersey. So I happen to see this show, and you know, it comes up with good things. So I'll tell all you Jersey guys all about your own state. Okay? And South Jersey at that. Too bad John Ruccola's not here.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Alan Wolke. You know Alan Wolke? Do we know Alan Wolke? Sure we do know Alan Wolke, right? Or W2AEW, okay?
Yeah, he lives in the next town from me.
He does, right?
Yep.
And you've worked with Alan a lot. Alan's
Yeah.
done a couple of presentations for us, guys, come on. Alan did the one about 6 months ago.
Scope guy.
And also, he did the Scopes for Dopes. And right now, it's in a way funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. Is he's got a video out, and he's apologizing to his channel viewers that he won't be putting out many videos for the moment because he has broken his ankle, and he can't get down to his laboratory to make any more videos. And another YouTuber, our very own Radio Wild here, as you mentioned it on your channel.
He lives on the other side of me.
I'm sorry?
I don't know, go ahead.
Well, you mentioned it also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, we should all subscribe to our own people. We've got Radio Wild, Bobby Bennett, all right, and we've got Alan Wolke. And who else? Anybody else has a channel? I have a channel, but I have one video.
Well, Dave's got a couple.
Well, he has our channel, yeah, and also, and let me mention also, Dave has done a fantastic job on the Facebook presence of the NJARC. It's really, you got to go there. You don't have to be a member of Facebook. Yes, you.
You don't, I thought you did.
What?
I thought you did. You have to have a Facebook account.
Right.
I don't. I was on it. I got through. I didn't have to. Not at all.
I know you do Facebook, and I was able to look at it, so it's
Yeah,
good.
you know, you can't post anything, but you can see everything.
Sure.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah, look good.
Yeah. So again, if you get a chance, go on our Facebook
That's
footprint. What?
that's where all the next generation of collectors that we keep saying we're looking for. That's where they all are.
My daughter says only old people are on Facebook.
Well, radio collectors are.
You know, anybody over 25.
Me and Instagram. Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yeah.
Radio collectors are all geeks. They're all on Facebook.
Okay. Let's see. What else?
Just had to do it right now.
Um,
You couldn't wait 30 till after you got home.
I was gonna forget.
Tom Provost.
Yeah.
We had a DX competition a couple of weeks ago. How many participants did we have? 9.
9 participants and 11 logs.
11 what?
Logs.
Lots. All right. Is that about the same that we've had in the past?
Yeah, that's a pretty good turnout.
Any DXing from Sydney, Australia?
No, I think the most distant was probably Caracas, Venezuela.
Okay. Believable.
Yeah,
Suspect?
I tend to profile people, and if they can't hear Chicago, then I don't let them hear Venezuela.
Well, I could hear Cincinnati, but I couldn't hear Chicago.
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
All right. Any Yes, anybody else have anything to say? Any other new business? Right around the corner, March 18th, PAL, Parsippany, Spring Swap Meet, right? It's a couple of days before spring, but hey, we need it. After yesterday's storm, at least for me, we need it. All right, so don't forget. Making reservations early. I've got reservations coming in now, as a matter of fact. Our next meeting is here, and we will have a wonderful talk by our very own Charles Blanding. Charles, what are you going to talk about? Because it was TBA.
Okay,
So
this is the
stand up,
history.
Charles.
Okay. This is going to be on the history of New York FM radio.
All right.
It starts out totally wasted with all the FM channels hogged by the AM stations that did nothing with them but simulcast in Manila for years. And then the stereo format is introduced in 1961, and 2 stations in 5 years went on it and used it. And the FCC in total discussed in 1965 passed the simulcast law that as of August 1st, 66, no one with their AM over 1,000 watts or in a city license of over 100,000 could duplicate the FM from the AM for more than 50%. So every station in the city had to split their FM and change the programming. Also, just about when that happened, the Alford antenna on the Empire State Building went into operation, which allowed 20 stations to all multiplex onto the same antenna. And that made it possible for your FM radio to sit there and you could go across the dial and listen to all the stations and they all sounded the same. You know, prior to that, that wasn't possible because every station had their antenna on a different building in the city.
All right, Charles, don't give it all away.
No, I know, I'm just giving you the highlights. That's the highlight. We're going to go through all the way up through those periods. We're going to see the evolution and go through that. There'll be clips of stations where the FMs first split and what they first sounded like. There's audio, going to be some interesting audio clips. Voices you haven't heard in many years.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. We look forward to it. Okay, after a short break, 50/50 sale tickets. We will have Mr. Mike's presentation to us, 200 years of innovation in the state of New Jersey. We look forward to that. And then after that, we'll have a small auction of the communication receivers outside. So please, let's have a short break. Very short. And I need help. Yeah. Who's going to help me? Yeah, I got you.
I have a collage.
Well, you're having better luck than me.
That usually very boring stuff. Oh, hi, man.
Who's up first? Come on, I got tickets.
They had a great collage of audio of all the stations that went through it from the beginning to the end, and I've got that.
That's good.
I'm going to play that.
We won't leave you alone. We promise.
Is that how it works?
Sucking in a signal, right?
All right, there you go. Not the same.
Water clock in the morning.
We said there's also images where they have.
Same deal.
Oh, all right, wait a minute.
Whatever it is.